Alright, so on a 71 through 73 Mustang and maybe earlier Mustangs, if you have no brake lights and you're trying to troubleshoot it, I'm going to break it down for you. Try to keep this as simple as possible. I got my car kind of taken apart here to show you the basic anatomy of the brake light system. This is the rat's nest of factory wires that you're going to pull out of your dash. Here's your main harness right here. This side is the turn signal switch side. This connects to your turn signal switch, and then, or actually I should say not just turn signal switch, but your master everything switch, which is right here. And then the rest of it is your car wiring harness. Now the brake light system runs off of the green and red wire. That's what powers on both lights. So if I bring the camera over here, pull this back and around, you see these two wires that I have cut, that I've put back together temporarily? That's the main brake light feed. So if you take a power probe and power that wire with 12 volts, you're going to get brake lights to turn on. So this main wire, this green and red stripe wire, is what travels all the way to the back of the car. So if you have no brake lights, I want you to start your troubleshooting pretty much at this point here. This wire runs down along the frame in the factory loom right here. So right here, that's your wire right there, the green and red. Now, the way the brake light system works is it's completely dependent on the turn signal switch. So if you have plans of just bypassing this wire and connecting it to your stoplight switch, I will tell you right now to not do that, because then you're going to have your parking lights turn on when you hit your brakes. So trace that wire all the way back and around, and you're going to find that it comes into this factory harness right here. So it's this wire here, and my thumbnail is on. That's going to go in here. The first problem, and what my problem was, is this wire got pulled back a little bit, so the actual terminal inside wasn't making connection with this side of the turn signal switch. Now let me show you what to test. Once you check all this area in here, I want you to come up to your turn signal switch, and you're going to locate this series of wires here. Now the brake circuit is this circuit right here, and you can see, I'll pull back. Green on the power probe means ground, and I'll turn my audio off so you can actually hear me talk. See how that's 0 volts? If I go ahead and press the brake pedal down, 9.7. Come back, should be consistent, 9.7. So 9.7 volts, which means it's sending power to the brake lights. So theoretically, if it's getting the signal here, then we come back down here, and if we probe the wires that we put together here, and I hit the brake light, right there, 9.2, which accounts for the voltage drop going out to the brake lights. So that right there will fix your brake light problem. If you have any questions, please pipe them down below. I was gonna do a whole video on how to wire one of these up. I'm actually you may also have a problem where your turn signals don't work all the time. So if I go ahead and do that, my turn signals will work, but I have a screw, or the person that's had this before me had a screw jammed in the hazard switch to keep it pushed this way. So if I pull this way on it, they don't blink, they stop blinking. If I push this way, they start blinking again. You can see up there. So these turn signal switches aren't cheap. The turn signal switch without tilt, which is what this is almost $100. So if you can fix your old one up, I would definitely recommend it. The problem with this is everything, the entire system is controlled through the hazard switch, and the hazard switch can't be taken apart. It's all riveted together, or the new ones actually have a roll pin installed in them. Here's one of the new ones that failed on me, and this did the same crap. The actual switch itself is such cheap plastic that it must have got bumped by my knee, and it does the same thing where you got to force the switch down in order for everything to work. So I don't know. I hope this video helps somebody out that's trying to isolate you know, if your brake lights aren't coming on when you're pushing the pedal, definitely troubleshoot it the way I did. Now, you always want to make sure you take a look at your stoplight switch, which is connected to the pedal down here. It is a royal pain in the ass to get to, but really all essentially that does is just connect the two wires together when you push the pedal down. So you could easily bypass that switch by putting a jumper wire in there and doing your test. And then going through and then putting everything back together again. So hope this helps somebody out. Remember to subscribe, and I'll get you in the next video. Later.